I am very delighted to be addressing this gathering of private and public sector executives from our two countries, and indeed from the wider Gulf Cooperation Council. And I note indeed with satisfaction that the business executives have concluded some agreements in services, tourism, goods, logistics, and investments based on the information that I received this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, the World Expo 2020 Dubai is one of the largest global events that has taken place during the COVID-19 pandemic. And for this, we do applaud the government of the United Arab Emirates for ensuring that all exhibitors, delegates, and participants in the Expo have been able to do so safely and successfully for the last 5 months. This Expo has also renewed optimism to the world and provides us all with a platform to explore new opportunities to promote trade and investment between our two countries. Kenya is participating in this Expo. We're here to sell our brand, and we have come with high expectations to build new business partnerships with the nationals of this country and the close to 20 million visitors that will be participating in the Expo. This comes at a time when we are all at an inflection point following 2 years of unprecedented pandemic-related social and economic disruption. I would like at this time to challenge our business leaders, especially those in this forum, to seize this moment and to use this Dubai Expo as a springboard to establish business partnerships that are much more ambitious, more innovative, and which can help us all spur sustainable as well as a green economic recovery of which Kenya is highly interested. In this context, we have indeed noted a range of goods and services that the United Arab Emirates imports from the rest of the world, products which we believe Kenya can ably produce and supply. These include services such as in hospitality and tourism, banking and financial services, ICT and data processing. And with respect to goods, we have animal and animal products, gold, cut flowers, fish and pharmaceuticals, tobacco, textiles and apparel, vegetables and fruits that the United Arab Emirates could procure from Kenya at very competitive prices. Trade in these goods and services presents huge opportunities, which I urge all to seize. These are opportunities, for example, to establish joint ventures, to do value addition of these products at source, and there are opportunities too to develop niche markets where Kenya can earmark land to produce some of these goods specifically for the UAE market. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenya and the UAE, in particular Dubai, are transport and logistic hubs. And I encourage you to explore opportunities to harness the port and airport infrastructure in the two regions to make the transportation of goods through Kenya into East and Central Africa cheaper and indeed more efficient. The strengthening of trade between our two countries will also go a long way in helping to address the urgent need for job and economic opportunities amongst our people, especially our young people. This requires that we develop trade instruments that are responsive to the needs of young people, and I urge all business leaders to develop a special trading framework that will indeed give special preference to youth and small and medium enterprises for trade in goods and services between the East African community and the Gulf Cooperation Council, as indeed is represented by the Ushanga ladies who are here today. Going forward, we need to consider developing a much longer-term solution to the many tariff and non-tariff barriers to trade that exists between our two countries and regions. And towards this end, as I have been doing for some time, I do propose again that we consider initiating discussions on a free trade agreement with the Gulf Cooperation Council under the framework of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. We have already laid the foundation for closer trade and investment ties through our Joint Commission for Cooperation. And it is my hope that our engagement during this Expo will advance this ambition, and I am confident that the opportunities occasioned by this visit to Expo will add traction towards the implementation of this shared vision. Let me assure you, ladies and gentlemen, that all investors and executives attending this business forum, that Kenya has one of the most progressive and globally acknowledged business and investment environments on the African continent. The key element to support an attractive business environment are all in place. And let me just highlight a few of these elements. On energy, which is key to sustained good performance of business, Kenya has been expanding our installed capacity of power, and 70% of this is from green and clean sources. Regarding human resource, we have a well-trained and educated, skilled labor force and an appropriate legal regime that governs the engagement between private sector and government. Furthermore, on sports, we are also keen to deepen our cooperation in making available our training grounds and coaches to nationals from the Gulf Cooperation Council states, and we invite investors from this region to invest in our sporting training as well as our hospitality sectors. Allow me also to take this opportunity to invite nationals of the Gulf Cooperation Council states to come and experience our world-famous tourism attractions. We have a long history of trade, culture, and travel relations between the coast of the East African region and the Gulf region, which we now seek to reinvigorate and expand. I conclude by saying once more that we convey our highest regards to the many friends of Kenya, especially those from the United Arab Emirates and the Gulf Cooperation countries, for participating in this high-level business forum. It is indeed my hope and desire that you will take advantage of the opportunities that we have mentioned here today and make this the Dubai Expo that kicked off a quantum leap in the quality and quantity of trade and investment between the UAE and Kenya and indeed Africa. Finally, we welcome you once again to the Kenya Pavilion, where you will get an opportunity to hear more about Kenya and to see and appreciate the various goods and services exhibited which Kenya has the capacity to offer, not only the United Arab Emirates, but the Gulf Cooperation countries. As a country, business is not foreign to us. And what I encourage, especially from our government officials, is that what you need to be doing here is to talk to these people, is to engage them, is to facilitate them. You know, because you can come and claim we have all these different opportunities, but you are not facilitating people to do business. People need to be facilitated. People don't need to be lectured on upon our rules and regulations. We need to adapt to what the investor wants. We need to be the welcoming party. We need to facilitate these people to do what they need to do. These people have options to invest in many other parts of the world. What makes you different? So we are here to listen. We are here to facilitate. We are here to do what these investors require from us in order for them to come into our country, to bring their investments into our country, to help us create jobs, to help us develop our economy, not the other way around. So I really hope that we will be able to have some very frank and practical negotiations and discussions with our friends here today, with those that we shall be engaging with in the remaining days that you are here. And I do hope that we will be able to take advantage and be able to move ahead and establish lasting, credible relations between, especially as I said, our region of East Africa and this Gulf region. The amount and volume of business that was conducted between the Gulf and Kenya in the 60s and 70s is greater than that which is done today when we have all the available technology, all the instruments and everything. You must ask yourselves why. Why was there no longer an interest in continuing to deepen that partnership? I know people who used to do tremendous business in livestock, in fruit and vegetables, and many other areas who are no longer doing that business. Why? I think we must ask ourselves that critical question and hopefully answer it in the best interest of our people and to formulate a win-win situation between our two regions, which is not only mutually beneficial, but which can also help us as a country achieve our social economic ends. I wish you all very fruitful, useful, and meaningful discussions in the days ahead. I thank you.
Yesterday, as part of the forerunner or the earlier activities, which happens to be of Valentine's Day, which is celebrated a lot in Kenya, we decided to showcase our flower industry. And we had a bus go around town and distribute flowers, as well as at the expo. It had very, very good reception, and by the time I left there at 8 o'clock last night, there was still a long queue of people at the Kenya stand, and it's something that we appreciate, the partnership with the Kenyan flower industry. Today, we have had this gathering of business community from Kenya and the UAE, and they have had great conversations around the tables, which we believe will be fruitful as we go forward. On Thursday, we have another focus on tourism in Kenya, and we expect that we'll also be able to reap a lot. And this is part of your own agenda and the expansion of trade. As part of our focus on this expo, we focused on expanding our markets, and we have engaged since October with the different countries in the region. We've had missions to the Gulf countries, and we believe that this will bear fruit. So it is really a great honor for us to host you here today. By way of statistics, since the beginning, the expo has attracted about 13 million visitors. The Kenya stand has attracted more than 200,000 visitors. Each day we've had about 2,000 visitors to our stand, and we have engaged with them and given them insights into our country. We expect that this will be very, very fruitful, and we should be able to announce the deals that have been concluded as a result of our engagement in this market.